I had this dream that I wanted to share because it resonated with me. And it's a strange dream to have. It was quite clear, and it seemed like it meant something. I don't know. But I was at this black school, and it was like I was being interviewed for a position. And but in this time, we was in like a teacher's lounge. We were just kind of chilling. And this black administrator asked me, he said, what do you think it takes to work with our kids successfully? And I was like, that's a very tricky question, because, you got to have the right answer. But I'm still going to kill it. So I really thought about it, though, and the first two things that came to my mind was love and integrity. And the thing that took me back is that immediately when I said that, like, he gave me this look, and he kind of was like about to say, nah, that doesn't work. And the first thing that came to my mind was, see, he's tried this and the shit didn't work. But see, this is the thing. And there was 5 other teachers in the classroom. And it drew me back to when I was coaching and when I was teaching. And see, when you're working in an environment where, actually, let me say this first. What I said to him when I saw him squinch is, I was like, you can't tell me, you can't know if I love this child. Like, you really don't know. You know what I mean? And if you working in an environment and the people you working with don't have the best interest of the child, and who don't love the children, and they're out for selfish gains, or they out and they gossiping about each other, and it's like we in high school, that is a faulty, destructive, dysfunctional environment that kids cannot completely hold in a whole way grow in. So I was trying to get him to see that all 5 of these teachers in this classroom, you can't say if we love the children or not. But for this to work, we all have to love those kids, and we all have to have integrity. Because see, like when I was teaching, man, I love the kids. I kick it with them. We'll have fun. I be hard on them as hell. It'll be the littlest thing, but I'll explain that later in a little bit. And then they go to the next classroom, and they run over the teacher, or the teacher lets them slide and do this or that, or whatever the case may be. She's soft. That shit used to piss me off, because as a whole, one, not only did I look like the bad guy some days, even though the kids ended up getting it at the end, the child isn't growing in an inconsistent environment. You have to have consistency, and you have to love the child, and you have to discipline the child, because, man, you don't know what these kids are going through. You don't know what we are going through as children when we're younger. There was kids who was getting abused. Their parents weren't around. There was this one girl who they literally tried to take their lives. And when we come to school, it is our time to vent. It's our time to get stuff off of our chest, and to be emotionally creative in the classroom. I remember I didn't start teaching this class in the beginning of the year. I took it on after a couple months that went on. When I got there, man, those kids thought that they were going to be so crunk, but they had been running the class, teachers crying, teachers can't teach them, and I had to be very firm. But that's what they need, and at the end of the day, they're gonna love it. It's just that they don't see its purpose. And see, it was like when I first came back to the gym to coach the gym, the standard that I was at, because it was my original gym, the standard that was there when I started had dropped significantly. It had plummeted. People were not winning. The technique was not being used properly. It was sloppy Joe. And so I came back with a passion and a fire, because that's why I came back. I came back because I had found my passion, and I wanted to coach. And because when I went off to college and I would work out with my friends and I would work them out, I would have fun and I would see them getting gains, and I was like, all right, I like this, I know what I want to do. So I wanted to give it a shot. And long story, anyways, I was just like, see, in the black community, even in the Hispanic community, but more predominantly the black community, because we don't have a standard to look to. We don't have a really solid built community where there's businesses and there's well looked upon leaders. We don't have grocery stores that are our own. We don't have banks that are our own. We don't have a standard. So whenever there's an opportunity to hold a child accountable, you have to do it. You have to do it. I remember the people I was working with, they would tell me we just become commercialized now. Like, we don't even worry about it anymore. Like it's not that serious. And I'm like, it is beyond what you think it is. It is about the future of the community. It's about the destiny of that child, because you have to hold them accountable to something. Otherwise, they'll think that they can slide in another area of their life. You have to be consistent. That's the purpose of martial arts and fighting sports, is to establish discipline in the child. Anyways, I wanted to put this out. And if you're working with children, if you're working with kids, and honestly, sometimes even adults, you need to build a skill set of love. You need to learn how you shouldn't be doing what you're doing if you don't love the kids. You're putting them at stake, and you have to hold them accountable. You have to be firm. The kids I used to coach, they thought I was a straight bitch. We were gonna be honest, but within the year or two that I was coaching them, they had extensively grown. Some of them are now even competing in national champion levels, and that's within just 1 or 2 years of me consistently coaching them. So in order to give people an opportunity that they may never have in life, you have to give them love and integrity. And that's why we're here. This is I Box with Lena Taylor, the first lady of boxing, and you in the ladies' room.